Okay, people, welcome to UK Disclosure. I needed to do a quick video referencing the government shutdown in America. I was telling people this, gotta stop saying I was telling people this on my Facebook 3 months ago, 3 months ago, that it was going to happen. Normally you just get a load of negativity, which is understandable. People don't open their eyes. They don't want to listen. They don't want to know the truth, or it's just too great for them to understand. It's just too big for them to understand. So basically, it has happened. Government shutdown in America. We've already had some time ago. They shut down on the airports anybody coming into America that wasn't a US citizen. That happened about a month ago. So that was part one of the shutdown, to keep out anybody who may be a terrorist, to just calm that all down for the time being, so they could get things in order, so they could pick out the people who were terrorists and get them out of the country, get out there and hit them, get rid of them. That is still running, but now the government's shut down, as you can see here on the screen. Basically, there was a no deal on, they're saying it's to do with a funding bill, but that funding bill to the Democrats is quite important. The funding bill, they're talking about what they call the dreamers, and they're basically immigrants who have come in to the country. There's so many immigrants in the country, in America, that do not pay their way, they do not work, they've just come in for an easy ride, and there's a reason why the corrupt government, why the deep state, why the Illuminati, why the elite rich want our countries flooded with immigration. The reason being is they want to take away our nationalism. They want to take away who we are. They don't want us to be one as a country. They want everybody to be broken down. They want us to fight against each other. That's the whole idea. They want us to argue about race. They want us to argue about colour. They want us to argue about male and female, about sex. This has been going on for a long, 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 long time, and it's got to a point now where it's just got to stop, because nobody gets along with anybody and it's not helping anyone. We need to sort this out now. Donald Trump has been fighting against the deep state since he got in. A lot of the action has been going on behind the scenes. The only way you will know what has been going on, and when I say action, I'm talking about military action. This is the Marines, the Navy, etc. They're going out there and they've been taking people down. These are actual military operations using live weapons. You will not know about it. You will not know about it because they don't want it out there, because they obviously don't want the people to think that he's pulling some kind of coup. So what they're trying to do is get this into a situation where they can prove to the public legally that they need to take these people down. All the past presidents, you're talking of, like, Clintons, both the Clintons, you're talking about the Bushes, you're talking about Obama. They're all corrupt. They were all part of the deep state. They're all part of turning us all against one another, so they can just have a one world government, so they could control everything and we would be nothing. This is what's been going on for a very, very long time. President Kennedy, he was assassinated for this very reason. He didn't want wars, but they wanted wars because it makes money and they can gain control over people by fear. So here we are. Without me going on, I could go on forever about this. But as you can see here, the government has shut down. The implications are that, the main implications are that the military apparently do not get paid. Now, I think that they're patriotic enough, the US military, that if they have things to do to take down the deep state, they would continue doing it for their country. And the thing is, I'm from the UK Disclosure. It makes no difference. This is for the world. The deep state has affected the world. They are trying to control the world, President Trump is standing up there. He's had multiple attempts on his life. He's surrounded himself by military people, by Marines, to protect himself. He's taken a massive risk. Yes, don't think for 1 minute that he is the guy that is doing all this. He was put into place by a group of people, high-ranking, high security clearance people, to turn this around, because he was the ideal person to do it, because he doesn't take any crap and he can deal with the crap. This guy is a legend, and you're going to find this out when all this clears and everything comes round. He's going to go down in history because he is literally saving the world, this guy. And I'm not just saying that, you know, for effect. This guy is saving the world. Wake up, people. Get out there. Go and have a look at what's going on. Ignore the mainstream media. They are totally and utterly corrupt, and they will be taken down. Everything that Trump's been doing has been sleight of hand, so you might find the endless stream of abuse going towards him. Well, that's the mainstream media, and he's allowed that to happen so that they can carry on doing what they need to behind the scenes without the mainstream media getting hold of it and swinging it around and turning it into something against him. So this has been going on now for about 3 months since the storm started, and I told people about this, but you know, there's loads of us out there doing YouTube channels saying I told you, which we did, but you know, hey. So basically, yes, the government has shut down. How long? Who knows? I thought it was, when I last heard, I thought it would be for around about 2 weeks. The reason the government shut down is because the Democrats wanted the government shut down. They wanted to cause havoc. Now, because they're on their last legs, and so is the deep state, the Democrats want a way out. So all the time the government's down, the shutdown, you've got the military who supposedly won't be operational because they're not getting paid, but that won't be the case. That gives them a chance to flee. That gives them a chance to get out the way. That gives them a chance to commit more atrocities through white flags like 9/11. So this is useful for them. And the other main reason why it's happened so quickly, now, sorry, this isn't just Democrats, this is people in Trump's party as well. They've outvoted. It was only just about outvoted by about 2 or 3 votes. So it's happened. And I can tell you now, Trump knew this was going to happen. So he will have a plan in place. The White Hats, the Alliance will have a plan in place. Now let's move on to the... let's get rid of this. Sorry, my computer is reacting really slowly today. It's driving me absolutely nuts. So here we go, more news that the government has shut down. I've been looking on the mainstream media, on the BBC, and they're utterly disgraceful, the BBC. They're all part. They've been paid off. Look up Project Mockingbird. It's been going on since the 60s. That was implemented by the CIA when they shot President Kennedy because they didn't want the media reporting on anything.
Okay people, sorry about that. I've had a major breakdown on my web, just totally locked up, computer locked up. Make of that what you will. There are computer algorithms that are out there that will track your traffic. If you continuously go to these sort of sites, it will log your IP address, and then when you go to them in the future, it will slow down your internet speed. It will interfere. Believe it if you want to. If you don't, I don't really care. There's plenty of people pushing this information out there who's having all the same problems, getting banned from Twitter, getting shadow banned from Twitter. So you make of it what you will, but getting back to the point, the main point why they wanted to shut the government down so quickly is because of this FISA memo. Now, as you can see here, it says all hell is breaking loose in Washington, D.C. after a 4-page memo detailing extensive FISA court abuse, which was made available to the entire House of Representatives on Thursday. The contents of this memo are so explosive, says journalist Sarah Carter, that it could lead to the removal of senior officials in the FBI, the Department of Justice, and the end of Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation. And as you well know, ever since Trump came in, this has been going on about a year now, they've been trying to push this ridiculous dossier on Trump colluding with the Russians. It's been proved that it's complete and utter bull time and time and time again. But they're just coming out with new stuff. Then they're attacking whether he's got false teeth, what his hair's like, what his weight's like, how much Coca-Cola he drinks. I mean, have you ever heard of anything so ridiculous? The next thing they'll be doing, they'll be doing reports and saying, breaking news, President Trump has eyes, ears and mouth. Are they all functioning? Oh, it gets so tiring. But yeah, basically this implicates not only the FBI, the CIA, the FBI, the Clintons, lots of people in Congress, people right up there at the top. They all colluded to try and stop Trump getting into the presidency because they needed Hillary Clinton to get in to continue their bad deeds. They were so shocked and surprised they weren't ready for it when Trump was voted in. And they've been trying to knock him down, take him out. That includes assassination attempts ever since. We've even had an assassination attempt on our Prime Minister here in Britain. But the good side of the CIA or NSA in America gave us prior warning, and that was actually stopped in its tracks. You probably didn't get much news on it. But yes, our Prime Minister was also trying to be taken out because we voted out of Europe. The EU wanted to get everyone together, break us all down, break the countries down, turn us into one big EU environment. Eventually that would lead to the one world government by grouping everyone together, breaking down your nationalities by endless immigration, and so on and so on and so on. So this is really, really big news. Now everybody's been on Twitter using the hashtag release the memo. I say to you, get onto Twitter and do as many hashtags as you can. Now, as soon as this started happening yesterday, then straight away, this is what happens. They all vote to shut down the government. What a surprise, eh? To try and stop this memo getting out. This is massive. This is bigger than Watergate. Now, I'm going to end with a couple of videos, and hopefully we don't get cut off again by the internet. I'm going to leave a couple of videos so there won't be any commentary. I just want to play them, let you make up your own mind. But this is big news. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the big truth coming out, the uncovering of the corruptness that's been going on, president after president, that is affecting the world. So I'm going to leave you with these videos. Thanks for coming to UK Disclosure. Please spread this around. We need to get the truth out there. Please click like, so you know, it just shows your appreciation that someone's looking this up and pushing this news out there, because we do get attacked. We are attacked endlessly. And then, like I say, the mainstream media are absolutely corrupt. So I'm going to leave you with these videos, and until next time, thank you very much.
That classified briefing room is as bad as I thought it was, and every single American citizen should have the ability to see that information to know exactly what our FBI was up to. Will it shock the conscience of the American people? Sean, it shocked me. I compared it to, I remember the day I walked in 2 years ago, the Benghazi committee, walked in and saw the immunity agreements that were given to people in the Clinton investigation. I didn't know who they'd given them to. I opened up that folder and I looked down, and the Justice Department official slid that folder over to me on that table. I looked down and see they gave Cheryl Mills immunity during the Clinton investigation. Clinton's chief of staff, her lawyer. Today, when I read the material, I had that same shock feeling. I was like, wait a minute, this actually happened from our Justice Department and this FBI. That's how serious this is. That's why we're calling on every bit of that information we got to see today to be made public for you to see, for journalists to see, most importantly, for the American people to see. In that case, you saw the materials today. Secretary, to Ms. Sanchez about what you heard that night, what you're doing, but nowhere in there did you mention a video. You didn't mention a video because there was never a video-inspired protest in Benghazi. There was in Cairo, but not in Benghazi. Victoria Nuland, your spokesperson at the State Department, hours after the attack said this: Benghazi has been attacked by militants. In Cairo, police have removed demonstrators. Benghazi, you got weapons and explosions. Cairo, you got spray paint and rocks. 1 hour before the attack in Benghazi, Chris Stevens walks the diplomat to the front gate. The ambassador didn't report a demonstration. He didn't report it because it never happened. An eyewitness in the command center that night on the ground said no protests, no demonstration. 2 intelligence reports that day. No protest, no demonstration. The attack starts at 3:42 Eastern Time. Ends at approximately 11:40 p.m. that night. At 4:06, an ops alert goes out across the State Department. It says this: mission under attack, armed men, shots fired, explosions heard. No mention of a video, no mention of a protest, no mention of a demonstration. But the best evidence is Greg Hicks, the #2 guy in Libya, the guy who worked side by side with Ambassador Stevens. He was asked if there had been a protest, would the ambassador have reported it? Mr. Hicks' response: absolutely. For there to have been a demonstration on Chris Stevens' front door and him not to have reported it is unbelievable, Mr. Hicks said. He said, secondly, if it had been reported, he would have been out the back door within minutes, and there was a back gate. So here's what troubles me. Your experts knew the truth. Your spokesperson knew the truth. Greg Hicks knew the truth. But what troubles me more is I think you knew the truth. I want to show you a few things here. You're looking at an email you sent to your family. Here's what you said. At 11 o'clock that night, approximately 1 hour after you told the American people it was a video, you say to your family, 2 officers were killed today in Benghazi by an Al-Qaeda-like group. You tell the American people one thing, you tell your family an entirely different story. Also, on the night of the attack, you had a call with the president of Libya. Here's what you said to him. Ansar al-Sharia is claiming responsibility. It's interesting, Mr. Katala, one of the guys arrested and charged, actually belonged to that group. And finally, and most significantly, the next day, within 24 hours, you had a conversation with the Egyptian Prime Minister. You told him this: we know the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest. Let me read that one more time. We know, not we think, not it might be, we know the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack, not a protest. State Department experts knew the truth. You knew the truth. But that's not what the American people got. And again, the American people want to know why. Why didn't you tell the American people exactly what you told the Egyptian Prime Minister?
Well, I think if you look at the statement that I made, I clearly said that it was an attack, and I also said that there were some who tried to justify it on the basis of the video, Congressman. And I think
real quick, calling it an attack is like saying the sky's blue. Of course, it was an attack.
Well,
you want to know the truth. The statement you sent out was a statement on Benghazi, and you say vicious behavior as a response to inflammatory material on the internet. If that's not pointing as the motive of being a video, I don't know what is. And that's certainly how the American people saw it.
Well, Congressman, there was a lot of conflicting information that we were trying to make sense of. The situation was very fluid. It was fast moving. There was also a claim of responsibility by Ansar al-Sharia. And when I talked to the Egyptian Prime Minister, I said that this was a claim of responsibility by Ansar al-Sharia, by a group that was affiliated, or at least wanted to be affiliated with Al-Qaeda. Sometime after that, the next day, early the next morning after that, on the 12th or 13th, they retracted their claim of responsibility. And I think if you look at what all of us were trying to do, and we were in a position, Congressman, of trying to make sense of a lot of incoming information and watch the way the intelligence community tried to make sense of it.
Madam Secretary,
so all I can say is nobody...
There was not conflicting information the day of the attack because your press secretary said, if pressed, there's no connection between Cairo and Benghazi. It was clear. You're the ones who muddied it up, not the information.
Well, there's no connection.
Here's what I think's going on. Here's what I think's going on. Let me show you one more slide. Again, this is from Victoria Nuland, your press person. She says to Jake Sullivan, Philippe Reines, subject line reads this: Romney's statement on Libya. Email says this is what Ben was talking about. I assume Ben is the now somewhat famous Ben Rhodes, author of the Talking Points Memo. This email's at 10:35, 27 minutes after your 10:08 statement. 27 minutes after you've told everyone it's a video. While Americans are still fighting because the attack's still going on, your top people are talking politics. Seems to me that night you had three options, Secretary. You could tell the truth, like you did with your family, like you did with the Libyan president, like you did with the Egyptian prime minister. Tell them it was a terrorist attack. You could say, you know what, we're not quite sure. Don't really know for sure. I don't think the evidence is. I think it's all in the first one, but you could have done that. But you picked the third option. You picked the video narrative. You picked the one with no evidence, and you did it because Libya was supposed to be, as Mr. Rostam pointed out, this great success story for the Obama White House and the Clinton State Department. And a key campaign theme that year was GM's alive, bin Laden's dead, Al-Qaeda's on the run. And now you have a terrorist attack. It's a terrorist attack in Libya. And it's just 56 days before an election. You can live with a protest about a video. That won't hurt you. But a terrorist attack will. So you can't be square with the American people. You can tell your family it's a terrorist attack, but not the American people. You can tell the president of Libya it's a terrorist attack, but not the American people. And you can tell the Egyptian prime minister it's a terrorist attack, but you can't tell your own people the truth. Madam Secretary, Americans can live with the fact that good people sometimes give their lives for this country. They don't like it. They mourn for those families. They pray for those families. But they can live with it. But what they can't take, what they can't live with, is when their government's not square with them.